The spirit of a woman beater. God bless you. Thank you for joining me on this Friday morning. A good Friday. I pray that this video finds you well. Thank you for joining me. This is yours truly, Pastor Nate. It is my pleasure when I can come and speak with you. The spirit of a woman beater. Ooh, friend. That's a heavy, strong, serious allegation. A couple weeks ago, Pastor and Kimmy were into it, and Pastor had said something that really spurred this conversation. Said something to the effect that he know people in Florida. And Kimmy took that as a threat. And I made a video. I don't think it was a threat because Pastor doesn't seem like the person who threatens a person. That was just my opinion. But I can't tell others how they should feel and how they should interpret and perceive things. We don't know their experiences. Maybe they were in a relationship where they saw something familiar, and how people, when they've been had bad experience in a relationship, they're like, you know what, my ex-husband said that very same thing and he was abusive. So that may have triggered her. I don't know. Because I've been around a lot of women and interacted with women who've been in abusive relationships, and they kind of played and joke around with some of the women. And one time I was joking around and one woman got very serious. And, Pastor Nate ain't gonna harm nobody. I'm totally against violence. And she's like, I'm very uncomfortable when you raise your voice and you raise your hand. I was just joking. And because she said, my ex-husband was very abusive. And when a man raises his voice, it takes me back to that moment. So when women say that looks abusive, sounds threatening, now that I think about it, although I don't think Pastor is abusive and threatening, but we have to look at it from the woman's perspective too, especially if she has been in a relationship where the man was very harmful. I've spoken to married couples who had issues with intimacy because the wife may have been sexually assaulted or violated, and then she got married afterwards. And when they're intimate, the wife is uncomfortable because it takes her back to that moment. She's triggered, so it causes issues there in the bedroom. When somebody says it's threatening or it sounds like you threaten me, we can't take that lightly because we don't know their experiences. That may sound familiar to them. The spirit of a wife beater, what is that? I'm no therapist, I'm no psychologist. The power of observation is very powerful. I've witnessed women with men. Men seem to be arrogant and narcissistic and controlling. And when the woman's there and when they're together, the woman's very reserved, like she's nervous and she's not really free to be herself. And when that man is gone, the woman's all over the place and loud and talking and having herself. And when the man comes back, she brings it all the way down. To me, that's a sign right there. Although I don't get in people's marriage, I just watch and observe. And I keep my thoughts to myself on that because, the old folks told you to stay out of married folks' business. This spurred conversation among the content creators in this part of YouTube. One particular food junkie gave us a history lesson and told us all the women that Pastor supposedly had threatened. To name a few, he said Deanna Irvin, he said S. Hutchison, he said Kwani, he had mentioned Tracy. I don't think they're threats. I think that in the heat of the moment, you'll say anything to hurt people. A lot of things that people say when they're beefing.
You do have a spirit of a woman beater.
But I must ask the question, friend. I look at both sides. We talking about men being abusive and men being a woman beater, whatever. I do not promote violence. I don't think a man should put his hands on a woman by any means. By the same token, I don't think a woman should put her hands on a man. See, y'all don't like that kind of teaching. Everybody just looking at one side. But I'm going to bring the truth. I'm looking at both sides. Women, keep your hands off these men. And men, keep your hands off these women. I know some men say, hey, I don't hit women, but when a woman hits me, she just turned into a man. I know we live in a society where men don't hit women and women can say and do anything to a man and the man just have to walk away. But some men aren't going to walk away. So women, to be safe, I advise you not to touch a man at all. When I thought about this in the scripture, y'all know it was coming. You know there's a lesson. I thought about a scripture in the Old Testament under the law in Deuteronomy, the 22nd chapter. It says when a man takes a woman and go into her and have intercourse to find out if she's a virgin, and then talks about her and defames her and verbally abuse her and just really gives her a bad reputation. Now that's the spirit of a woman beater or woman abuser right there. Those are the characteristics. It's in the word. The man was very abusive when he was testing her because he thought she wasn't a virgin. When they found out that the woman was a virgin, he was chastised. The people in the community got on him. Yes, got with him. And of course, he was fined too. That was under the old law. So he was held accountable for being, so to speak, a woman abuser or a woman beater. Friend, let me know what you think about the situation, what you think about what Food Junkie said. Thank you for joining me. In the meantime, in between time, be at peace and not in pieces. Till next time.